Morning, church. Hey, I just want to share with you today a reminder that for those of us who are a little bit older, I'm part of that generation where we really can remember things differently than younger folks do. Like, for instance, I can remember as a kid growing up with a telephone on our kitchen wall, and it had a kind of a coiled up cord that connected it to the wall. And what was really cool was somebody came up with the idea of a longer cord, and so we had this like 20-foot cord that could go into the living room so you could have private conversations, and you were tied to that phone on the wall. And that just seems so archaic now, because we have these small little devices that we carry around with us that carry all of our connections, all of our phone numbers, all of our information, all the things that we need at our hands for a moment's notice of recalling it. And we carry it in something that's small and it's not attached to anything. In fact, I have a niece who lost a couple of cell phones, and she said, you know what would really be cool is something you could attach to your phone, and it attaches to the table so that you don't walk away and forget your phone somewhere. It's always attached to something. You won't lose it. And I had to roll over laughing because I came from that generation. And now we have this phone that doesn't have any kind of a cord. We're untethered. We can be in communication at any time. It helps out a lot in emergencies when you're out on the road or someplace where you need a phone and there isn't having to be a phone around. Well, as I think about that, I was thinking about how that works in our relationship with God too. You know, I was reading in Romans chapter 7, and this is what it says in Romans chapter 7. It simply says, "But now, by dying to what once bound us, we've been released from the law so that we can serve in a new way of the Spirit and not in the old way of the written code." This was written because Paul was dealing with people in his day where they were thinking, you know, we need to have this one priest, this one person who talks for all of us to God on our behalf. And it was a good system. It just wasn't the best system. And it showed how they were so tethered to this one thing that they didn't have any individuality in their approach or their conversation with God. And Paul was saying, but now it's different. Now we're in the Spirit, and each one of us can communicate with God. And I would confirm that each one of us is a spiritual priest. We're a priesthood of believers. We don't need one person to go for us. We, the Bible tells us, have the ability ourselves to speak with God. I think it's great to get affirmation from His Word and affirmation from friends who are mature in the faith. But the bottom line is, I can start talking to God right now. I can start listening to God right now. I can start reading His Word for myself right now, and I don't need anybody else to do that for me. And you know what's great about that is it untethers me. I don't have to be in a sanctuary or in a Bible study. I can do it right where I am. Maybe you carry your Bible with you to work. Maybe it's on your phone. Maybe you're out on trips and you travel quite a bit, and it's handy to have that right there. You can speak with God, ask God for things, approach God for things. You can even read His Word and interpret it by way of that Spirit. And when we live in the Spirit, it is so much better because we are so untethered to what? To do good works that God's already prepared for us to do. And so I want to encourage you to be involved in understanding you are a part of the priesthood of believers. You are living in the age of the Spirit. You're no longer tethered to one way of doing things. Now, in this day and time, it's so good to be free to do lots of things the way God would have us do them as individuals. I hope that's an encouragement to you today. Go out there, listen to the Spirit, evoke the Spirit in your work and in your day, and live by the Spirit as a priesthood of believers. Hey, North Albany, I'll see you real soon. Don't be a stranger.